If you're someone who's been struggling to find a good shonen anime to watch, don't worry. It feels like just yesterday I was also in the same spot. So here are 5 underrated shonen anime I've watched that I highly recommend. Starting off with The Case Study of Vanitas.
I am called Vanitas. The vampire of the blue moon left to me his name as well as his famed grimoire.
If you love a great detective mystery anime set in historical times, you will love this anime. And the story follows Noe Archiviste, a vampire searching for the truth behind a legendary cursed book, and Vanitas, a human who actually possesses the legendary book called the Book of Vanitas, which happens to be a mysterious artifact capable of curing vampires who have been corrupted by a supernatural curse called the Malnomen, which sounds like the name of a monster from your nightmares. And speaking of nightmares, the blend of world building and the atmosphere of 19th century France mixed with a blend of gothic horror and steampunk vibes gives the series a unique identity that stands out from other vampire anime. And with Studio Bones being the ones to animate the show, every episode feels incredibly stylish. If you're looking for an anime with incredible character chemistry, beautiful animation, and a unique historical fantasy setting, The Case of Vanitas is one of the most easiest recommendations I can give. But that's not why I recommended this anime. In fact, what's absolutely fascinating is quite literally how the very first episode ends when Noe narrates from his diary that he killed Vanitas himself.
This is the tale of how I met Vanitas, and the path we traveled, how this Vanitas would meet his end by my own hand.
Which makes every interaction bittersweet as you know the ending, but the journey and the path that led to the outcome is what's so entertaining to watch. In fact, Noe and Vanitas' relationship is the heart and soul of the anime.
Go and stop him!
Oh, I think I have an idea! Why is it that you seem so out of breath, Vanitas?
Because a certain someone keeps wandering away when I'm not looking.
And it's on full display even from their first ever meeting on the blimp. It currently has 2 seasons, the first released in the summer of 2021 with 12 episodes, and the second season directly following up, airing in early of 2022. Where is season 3? Yeah, about that. There's just simply not enough source material in the manga to make a 3rd season, with the author facing ongoing health issues. The anime covers up to roughly volume 10, chapter 55, and since then there's only been 1 more volume released, which brings the total of volumes up to 11. But the good news is that the manga seems to be back from hiatus and currently has up to 68 chapters, with the most recent being released in June of 2026, and the 69th chapter scheduled to release sometime in September, so maybe a 3rd season of The Case of Vanitas might actually be on the table in a few years. Next up, jumping straight into a crazy premise, what if the title of being a hero was actually the ultimate punishment and not an accomplishment or something to be earned? Well, welcome to the world of Sentenced to be a Hero.
You finally see that I am the only one worthy of your trust. You require a miracle, do you not?
This is probably the most lore-heavy anime on this list, so just bear with me for like a minute. It's an action-packed dark fantasy shonen where demons are humanity's greatest enemy, led by the Demon King in a seemingly endless war against humanity. Standing against them is the Empire, humanity's last line of defense, but instead of relying solely on willing soldiers, the Empire has a far crueler solution: sentencing criminals to become heroes. Rather than serving prison time, sentenced criminals are forced onto the front lines to fight demons for all of eternity. Escape is not an option. Magical sealed tattoos branded on their necks compel absolute obedience and instantly kill anyone who tries to flee or abandon their mission. Even death offers no mercy, because goddesses can simply resurrect them and send them straight back into another battle. And to make it even more cruel, there's only one possible way to gain a pardon and to end the eternal suffering and the fighting. which is to somehow wipe out every demon and demon lord and completely stop the demon invasion. Oh man, seems like the worst job to have. But our main character, Xylo Forbarts, is not so lucky. He's a disgraced former knight captain convicted of killing a goddess, and was unfortunately sentenced to be a hero.
Say that again?
But during a deadly mission, Xylo encounters Terita, a new exceptionally powerful goddess. Maybe his luck is turning around after all, but instead of using her as a weapon, he forges a contract with her? Well, actually, she tries to forge a contract with him.
It is your courage that has made you worthy of a goddess.
Over
The time has come for you to awaken my power.
and over again.
You finally see that I am the only one worthy of your trust. You require a miracle, do you not?
Okay, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But don't worry, Xylo's and Terita's relationship just bounce off each other so well. It almost reminds me of the sibling bond that Subaru and Beatrice have in Re:Zero. Every time those two are on screen together, it's such a delight to watch.
Xylo! It is finally my time, yes! Allow me to contribute! The corruption has encroached even further over yonder!
And it's not just those two characters. All the penal unit criminals are actually pretty interesting and not just regular background characters. And what's more, all the mystery plotlines are so intriguing, including the Kivia plotline, and that cliffhanger ending of Season 1 is genuinely jaw-dropping. So go give it a watch, because I don't want to spoil it, other than that it has to do with Kivia. The animation is gorgeous, and if that wasn't enough to convince you, it has an hour-long premiere episode. It currently only has one season, but Season 2 has already been announced to be in production, set to air on Crunchyroll once again. Moving on, let's take a step back from all the dark action and talk about a sports anime. After all, shonen isn't just about fights. The word shonen is simply a demographic aimed for a younger male audience. If you've ever wanted to learn more about football or soccer, or even if you're not a big sports guy, I present to you Ao-Ashi.
I'm Ronaldo in his prime, but reincarnated! I mean, he's still alive, but all you guys get the point! I'm the reincarnation of Marco van Basten, got it? Except Marco van Basten's still alive, too.
It is one of the most criminally underrated sports anime out there, offering a more realistic take on football. Most other sports anime reduce everything down to the protagonist has a special move, wins through sheer willpower, and occasionally everyone goes crazy over the protagonist pulling off something crazy. Don't worry, we still love you, Haikyuu. And it blew me away just how beautifully it shows the heavy cost of being a football player. Aoi Ashito is from a small town who has raw talent as a forward attacker and dreams of being a professional football player. Luckily, he gets scouted into the Esperian Youth Football Academy in Tokyo. But when he gets there, he realizes that he actually knows nothing. Ao-Ashi makes you understand what high-level tactical football really looks like. It demonstrates the huge gap between being talented and being intelligent on a pitch. He may have a special ability to predict everyone's moves and see things from a bird's eye view, but it means absolutely nothing. Raw talent without the most basic fundamental experience and technical skills means he is practically useless, and Ashito makes constant mistakes.
Wait, Aoi! Hold up play! Huh? What was Kurata trying to tell me? Hey, Aoi. I said hold up play just now. You were supposed to keep the ball there. So why did you try to attack? The call came so suddenly I got confused. I'm sorry, bro. But the type of pass should have clued you in. It's not that hard. If you paid attention to our positioning or where the ball was coming from, our intentions during that play were pretty clear. Intentions? Positioning? The type of pass? I don't understand. What's he talking about?
Which alienates him from his teammates, since Ashito doesn't even seem to understand how he's wrong, much less how to fix it.
Aoi! Why did you pass to me, you idiot? You talk such a big game, but you don't even know what the basics are. Isn't that right?
He doesn't even know simple concepts like a triangle as a forward attacker, for goodness sake. But oh, the payoff. When he finally learns something during a match and locks in, it's so rewarding to watch. The anime really takes its time to show Ashito's slow growth from an immature brat who thinks he knows everything to a more mature, well-rounded teammate who actually learns from his mistakes.
It's all coming to me now. 3! That's the number that really matters out here. Soccer is a sport where you need 3 teammates to carry the ball forward together.
You want to know one of Ashito Aoi's biggest weaknesses? It's how narrow the scope of his strategies are. He only plans for what's in front of him, wants to be the one who makes all the big goals. It's all about him. He's the classic self-centered player, which won't work, because the fundamental shape in soccer is the triangle. It takes 3 players to do anything.
Watching him slowly close that gap, not through a special ability, but through actual learning and hard work, is so satisfying to watch. But Ashito might not agree.
Pass the ball to me! I'll show you that I'm the reincarnation of Roberto Baggio! It doesn't matter that he's still alive!
But if you thought this was just a straightforward zero to hero archetype, you've got it completely wrong. That episode 13 bombshell plot twist genuinely had me feeling so bad for Ashito, and it made me watch the entire season again in a new light. If you've watched it already, or plan to watch it, you'll understand what I mean. It currently has 2 seasons, the first season with 24 episodes, and a second season coming out in October of 2026. It might not get the same level of animation quality as the rest of the series on this list, but the story more than anything makes up for it. Either way, it's worth a watch. Next up, let's jump straight back into another battle shonen anime with Windbreaker.
So you're wearing a school uniform even though classes start tomorrow because you're so excited!
I am not!
Sakura Haruka is a rebellious loner who only respects raw strength, and he transfers to foreign high school, an institution notorious for its delinquents. However, the school had a massive overhaul a few years ago, and he discovers that the school's fighters actually now operate as a heroic peacekeeping force called Bofurin, and are dedicated to protecting their own town, which in turn leads everyone to love the Bofurin and treat them extremely well. Sakura experiences this firsthand when he saves a woman from being assaulted and is treated as a hero. The woman he saves is Kotoha Tachibana, the owner of a local cafe, and as the series goes on, the two develop this really wholesome older sister little brother dynamic. They might not have much screen time together, but when they do, their banter is so funny and so enjoyable to watch.
I just moved here and don't got any more clothes!
You're the worst liar, but yeah, sure! There's no way you're looking forward to high school life!
You, me, outside now!
Huh, wait. I'm starting to notice a trend here with all the anime I'm recommending. But don't worry, I didn't forget about the action parts of the show, and it somehow manages to make the emotional moments hit different. The animation is jaw-dropping, and the soundtrack during the fights are so good, especially during the... yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to pronounce that. During that arc. The anime currently has 2 seasons and a potential 3rd on the way. Yeah, you heard me right. It has 2 seasons. Why am I not talking about season 2? Don't ask that question. Let's just say it involves some more weirder topics.
Looking good!
What the hell was that?
Other than that though, season 2 is a decent continuation, and the animation continues to be a massive stronghold, and you can watch it on either Crunchyroll or Netflix. And hey, if that wasn't enough to convince you, look, there's Handsome Gojo in the show. Who doesn't like Handsome Gojo? Come on. Now, before going into the final anime, let's talk about an honorable mention that didn't make the list. Seraph of the End. If you love Demon Slayer, you will also love this anime. It actually predates Demon Slayer, and the anime came out in 2015. In a world of vampires and humans, Wait, am I reading from the same script again? Oh no, it says that vampires have taken over the world. Vampires have taken over the world? And this is all before the main story even starts? Yeah, this is a wild one. All adults are killed by a virus except for kids under the age of 13, who are forced to live underground as livestock for vampires. Years later, our main character, Yu, yes, that's his actual name, tries to escape with his family and Michaela, his best friend. But Yu is the only one who escapes, and he steps out into the outside world and finds out that humanity isn't actually dead and is actively fighting vampires, so Yu vows to get revenge. This anime only has one season of 24 episodes, or 2 seasons if you split it into 2 cours of 12 episodes each. But with it being well over 11 years, without so much as a hint of a season 2 or season 3 announcement, if you want the continuation of the story, you'll have to read the manga, which is actually set to end this year in 2026 after a 14-year-long run, so if you've ever wanted to get into the actual story, well, now's the perfect time. The manga picks up roughly after adapting 41 chapters. Now, last on this list, Hell's Paradise.
Who wanna try?
Tie your hands.
You're kidding.
While it may be the most recognizable and popular on this list, I wouldn't call it mainstream. Hell's Paradise is animated by MAPPA, and while it might not reach JJK levels of animation, it's actually amazing for a smaller property like Hell's Paradise. Our main protagonist, Gabimaru, is a deadly elite assassin and a ninja for the Iwagakure village, and people call him Gabimaru the Hollow as a nickname because he fought with no emotion. Geez, remind me to never get on his bad side. But all of that changed when he married Yui, the village chief's daughter. When Gabimaru tried to quit his violent life to live a more simple, peaceful life with his wife, the village chief felt pissed and betrayed and sentenced Gabimaru to death. Sounds a bit extreme, but luckily, because of all his shinobi training and techniques, he simply cannot be killed no matter what, and survives numerous execution attempts, all because of his love for his wife that subconsciously anchors his soul to stay alive. Oh man, he might be more devoted to his wife than Zenitsu is to Nezuko.
Where are you going, Nezuko? Let's be best friends, Tanjiro!
But recognizing this dedication, the executioner Sagiri offers him a deal to join an expedition of death row convicts to a dangerous uncharted island called Shinsekyo. The first to find the elixir of life earns a full pardon. What could possibly go wrong? Immediately upon arriving, the convicts and their assigned executioners are met with monstrous god-like flora and fauna, and humans who perish on the island have their bodies transformed into flowers in a process called arborification. Doesn't sound so much like a paradise now, does it? Sounds more like a Hell's Paradise.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The art style is gorgeous and leans more darker and more detailed, which matches the tone of the anime perfectly. Every episode felt like I was taking away more questions than actual answers, but that's what makes the anime so interesting.
Ninpo, Quilt of Thorns! Ascetic Blaze Mode!
But what personally drew me in was the balanced power system and the relationship and the chemistry between all the characters. Hell's Paradise currently has 2 seasons with 13 episodes in season 1 and 12 episodes in season 2. Now the only question left is, which one are you starting first? If you want more anime recommendations or other anime related videos, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Ronin out.